Well, it's a big day today because two prominent states in the northeast of India are giving their verdict today. Yes, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim are seeing the counting of votes currently following their recent assembly polls. Yes, voting, of course, took place during the Lok Sabha elections there, and the results are being declared today, 2 days before the general election results. Now, the election saw significant voter turnouts in both states, with Arunachal Pradesh recording an 82.95% turnout and Sikkim registering a 79.88% turnout. The counting has begun in both states, where initial trends are showing in Arunachal Pradesh the BJP is leading with 43 seats currently. So they're looking at a very, very good showing in Arunachal Pradesh, looking at retaining that state there. The NPEP currently is leading with 6 seats. It's currently leading in 6 seats. The NCP is leading in 4 seats. The PPA is leading in 3 seats, and independents are leading in 2 seats. Well, if we talk about Sikkim, well, in Sikkim, it seems to be a landslide win for the SKM so far, with the SKM leading on 30 seats. Currently, the SDM only on 1 seat is registering a lead. Joining us to decode these trends, which are now slowly beginning to convert into results as well. Remember, in Arunachal Pradesh, many seats saw uncontested wins also being registered, including Chief Minister Pema Khandu, who won his seat after the nomination process concluded because there was no other player there in the race. Joining us at this point, Savio Rodriguez is live with us, BJP leader. We also have Rami Niranjan Desai, Northeast expert, joining us live. Amar Jyoti Bora, senior journalist, also joins the broadcast. Dig Jyoti Lakhar, senior journalist, also with us. Savio Rodriguez, it seems to be a very good showing for your party in Arunachal Pradesh. What do you make of the trends emerging so far? Savio, can you hear me? Okay, I think we've lost him there. Rami Niranjan Desai, Northeast expert, is also with us. Rami, are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Rami, as far as, the trends are concerned, do you believe they've come on expected lines in both Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh, or are you surprised at either of the results emerging so far? Because as I just apprised our viewers, counting has been on now for a few hours, so most of the trends now are beginning to convert into results as well.
Uday, good afternoon. Yes, absolutely, they're on track. This was expected. Arunachal Pradesh has a chief minister that is very active, that knows the lay of the land, and of course the party has done some really groundbreaking work. This is the state where there wasn't any infrastructure. There were villages where there weren't roads leading up to these villages. There used to be helicopter food drops every week. Education was a problem. Insurgency was a problem. And this resonates with the rest of the region as well, not just Arunachal Pradesh. So I think all of this culminates into the kind of victories that we are going to see in the Northeast for the BJP. You see, there was a time when the BJP was seen as a party of the Hindi heartland with no connections in the Northeast. Northeast was seen as uncharted territory until Bihari Vajpayee came in. They had a great idea for the Northeast. They saw the Northeast as a strategically, geopolitically very important region, and therefore even the cadre, whether it was the RSS cadre, the Banvasi Kalyan Ashram cadre, everybody worked towards that, making relationships, making inroads into the farthest of communities within this region. Therefore, that has borne repeated benefits for the party. Also, the fact that there's been a focused initiative towards reducing insurgency. I remember when I used to go here or there, if I may take a minute or two, people used to be worried. You're going to the Northeast, and this I'm talking about 15, 17 years ago. They'd say, oh my God, you're going to the Northeast. Oh, it's very dangerous. How are you going to travel there? Travel costs used to be very expensive. Since independence, there was only about 7, 8 airports in all of the Northeast which didn't have regular flights. Post 2015, there are double the amount of airports. There are, I think, 16 now, with more slated, another 6, 7 slated to come in. This is the kind of infrastructural connectivity that the party, the government has given to the Northeast. Now, what does that do? that brings us not just geographically closer, that also brings us psychologically closer, because the region was psychologically distant to us. Now everybody within the region realized the security impacts of this sort of distance as well, but nothing was done of it. However, if you see now, what was the first agreement that the BJP signed when it came into power? In 2015, it was the Naga Accord. Of course, it's still, it still needs to be completed, and I'm sure that is, a wait and watch game, and they know what the strategy is. But having said that, that gave a very strong message out. The Look East policy changing into the Act East policy, again, gave a very strong message out that there's a concerted effort in making the northeastern frontier secure, as well as the gateway to Southeast Asia. However, of course, we've seen problems happen, whether it's Myanmar and whether it's China, the borders are porous. However, internal security has taken precedence, and this has had an impact. When I used to travel to these areas, you would not see students post class 12. You would not see entrepreneurship, because everybody was waiting to go into safer terrains, which obviously was not ideal for these young people. Today, because of the kind of safety, security, infrastructure that you have, you see restaurants cropping up, you see festivals cropping up, you've seen hotels cropping up, you see entrepreneurship, investment coming in. All of this has culminated into what we are going to see now happen in the Northeast once again.
All right. Well, let me quickly take that across to Amar Jyoti Bora as well, who's live with us, a senior journalist. Amar Jyoti Bora, we are seeing a decisive verdict for both the BJP in Arunachal Pradesh and the SKM in Sikkim, at least in the trends that are emerging so far. Pretty clearly, the people of both states are speaking. All right, I think we've lost that connection with him, unfortunately. But my colleague Nibir Deka also is joining us now live. Nibir, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Nibir, pretty clear verdict emerging in both these states. Are most of the trends now converting into results? Are we getting a very clear picture now of what the scenario in both the states is? Also, Nibir, since you've been tracking a lot of the local surveys, opinion polls and exit polls, are these results on expected lines?
Yes, these results that we are seeing is along the expected lines, as highlighted by the several exit polls. Where Arunachal Pradesh, it was certain that the BJP is going to form the government, but it was a matter of by how many seats, and we are seeing that with the leads of 40 plus seats that the BJP now have in Arunachal Pradesh. Along with the NDA partner NPP, mind you, they are in the second place, not the Congress party. It is a very significant landslide victory by the BJP, and we already had 10 seats that were elected unopposed, where the Chief Minister Pema Khandu had already won the election. And so this is a very resounding victory for the BJP Arunachal, and for Sikkim as well. We have seen SKM, the ruling party, have also got severe leads, and they are also set to form the government again, in similar lines to Arunachal Pradesh.
Absolutely. How soon could both parties, the BJP in Arunachal and the SKM in Sikkim, stake claim to form government? What are your sources telling you? By when could appointments be sought with the governors of the two respective states by the parties? And also, Nibir, now the big question and most important question, who is likely to be the chief ministerial candidate of the SKM in Sikkim and the BJP in Arunachal?
Well, SKM has been campaigning with their face PS Tamang, who is the current chief minister. So it is certain, it is quite likely that PS Tamang is set to continue for another term, because they have campaigned extensively, and he has been a credible face for the party and in developing the party. As far as Arunachal Pradesh is concerned, this is another likely that Pema Khandu, who has ruled for the last 5 years, is set to continue for another term. Pema Khandu's work has also been appreciated by the public, and he also enjoys quite good connections with the Delhi high command as well. And also he has been coming out as one of the key leaders of the Northeast, along with Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma from Assam. Pema Khandu has also been working parallelly, and he has also been seen as a person who has implemented and executed the development agenda for the BJP as far as Arunachal Pradesh is concerned.
Absolutely. As far as, of course, Pema Khandu goes and the BJP goes, there seems to be a big pro-incumbency vote if we talk about Arunachal Pradesh first, Nibedeka, because we saw a very high turnout as well in Arunachal Pradesh, obviously signifying that it was a pro-incumbency voter turnout, because often, high voter turnout can also mean anti-incumbency, but it's turned out to be a pro-incumbency vote. Also, as far as Nabam Tuki and the Congress and the opposition is concerned, they seem to be wiped out. The disastrous showing for the opposition in Arunachal Pradesh, Nibir. And also, now more importantly, will the NPP, is the NPP allying with the BJP? Are they likely to, support the Bharatiya Janata Party either from inside or outside the government, or will they sit in opposition?
Well, there are two things here. Firstly, we have to see that the lack of opposition in Arunachal Pradesh. Just before the assembly elections and the Lok Sabha elections, which are held parallelly in Arunachal Pradesh, we saw senior leaders of the Congress joining the BJP and getting a ticket. We have the former MP of Arunachal, Ninong Ering, who is a very senior leader from the Congress. He had left the party and joined the BJP, and now he has contested from a MLA ticket. Similarly, the CLP leader of the Congress had joined the BJP, and thereby reducing the number of seats from 4 to 1 just before the election. So the Congress party's senior leadership had quit the party, and as such, it was quite certain that their performance is going to go down from the previous tenure. Well, as far as the NPP is concerned, that you have talked about, NPP is in partnership with the NDA at the center.
Yes.
However, and also before the elections, we saw NPP leaving few of the seats for the BJP in certain constituencies. So although they have not contested together in these elections, but it is quite certain, it is quite sure to see that there might be a post-poll arrangement. And during the elections as well, we saw how friendly nature of the NPP as opposed towards the BJP we have seen. So it is likely that they also might form a post-poll arrangement with the BJP, and also how NPP has taken over the Congress as far as the second party is concerned in Arunachal Pradesh. Back to you.
Absolutely. Now, before I take reactions from my guests, I just want to talk a bit about Sikkim as well. Now, Sikkim is seeing a great showing for the SKM, where again it seems to be SKM also, of course, winning very, very comfortably. In fact, it's a landslide, a victory for them if all these trends convert into results, which they're beginning to now, as Nibir was just telling us. But again, for the opposition, like in Arunachal, in Sikkim this time around too, Nibir, it's a disastrous showing. With the BJP, of course, registering a blank, others registering a black, the SDF just leading on one seat currently. For Pawan Kumar Chamling, this is terrible news. We all know him, of course, as the longest serving Chief Minister of Sikkim. In fact, the longest serving Chief Minister in India too, because he surpassed Jyoti Basu of the left's record in West Bengal. So for Pawan Chamling, towards the end of his career now, this seems to be a disastrous news coming from the voters of Sikkim. Nibir.
Well, there are two things here. Firstly, the Sikkim people have gone for a regional party, and as such, the BJP, who has also campaigned, that has extensively campaigned in Sikkim, could not show a good result. They had led a high voltage campaign, but their main candidate Thapa has also been trailing in Sikkim. And secondly, when you talk about the CM face, Pawan Kumar Chamling has been a credible face and has been a long-term chief minister and a leader. However, the performance of the SDF has been quite poor this time around, and SKM has been leading handsomely. We are seeing how PS Tamang, who enjoys quite a popularity in the Sikkim, amid the opposition party targeting him in time and again. We also have the former Indian football captain Bhaichung Bhutia being critical of his government. amid all these criticisms, we have seen time and again that PS Tamang has been successfully able to maneuver his political legacy here and he has countered all his opposition partners. And this vote that we are seeing today, this lead that we are seeing today, is a testimony of the popularity that PS Tamang enjoys. He was earlier part of the SDF. Now he took out quite a number of leaders from the SDF.
Yes,
and,
I just wanted to draw that parallel, Nibir, because that's what's happened in Arunachal as well, where, as you were telling us, it seems to have become a Congress Mukt Arunachal because so many Congress leaders actually have joined the BJP, and that is also one of the reasons leading to this stupendous showing for the BJP, with the Congress losing most of its senior faces. Has that also happened in Sikkim? Because at the end of the day, Mr. Tamang too was part of the SDF before, of course, forming the SKM. Did he also, break a lot of leaders away from the SDF? And is that also leading to this terrible showing for the SDF and very good showing for the SKM?
When PS Tamang formed the government in the previous tenure, we saw he broke away the leadership of the SDF and he brought in a lot of leaders from that party, and that's why he won. But this vote is not just about defections or leaders coming or joining a new party or his party. It is about the pro-incumbency vote.
So it's a pro-incumbency vote as well.
Yes. And as such, this result can be seen about the performance of the last 5 years, and that he has been able to deliver. Sikkim saw a very bad flood, the Tista Dam incident. We all know how many lives were lost, how it hit the tourism economy, and to revive that state in such a turmoil that we saw last year, and to bring and to get such a big mandate is a testimony of the popularity both the party as well as the leader enjoys in the state.
Okay, let's quickly get in some reactions from our guest then. Savio Rodriguez of the BJP is with us as well now. Savio, your first reaction to this stupendous showing so far for your party in Arunachal Pradesh. A very, very strong pro-incumbency vote coming in for Pema Khandu, coming in for the BJP government there. However, you've drawn a blank in Sikkim. Certainly not good news for your party in the state of Sikkim.
Well, we're going to look at, if you're going to look at the Northeast holistically, one of the reasons that's driving people to be confident in the Narendra Modi government is his focus on development, socio-economic development. And one of the core factors of socio-economic development is the development of infrastructure. Infrastructure helps promote trade. Infrastructure helps create an economic activity in the region. Now, if you look at Northeast over a period of time before the Narendra Modi government, you would have seen that, yes, people were concerned, but it was not a concentrated effort to include the Northeast with the rest of India. When I mean inclusion, I'm talking about socio-economic development in a grand scale. And that's what you've seen happen over the last 10 years. Yes, there will be some people who will accept it, and there will be some people who might not accept the workings of the BJP. But by and large, most people in the Northeast, especially the youth and the young adults, are accepting the fact that there is some hope of an opportunity of a socio-economic progress happening. You can see it with the infrastructure development itself. Let me give you a statistic. The amount invested on roads and bridges over the last 10 years is 2,97,000 crore. The new roads that are built is 27,600 kilometers. And I can go on with the data and statistics on what's happening in the Northeast. And this kind of focus never happened. The Prime Minister himself has visited Northeast not only a couple of times, but almost 59 times, if I'm not mistaken. And there is this focus approach to saying that, yes, this is a part of India. This is a very inclusive part of India. It's a very integral part of India because it helps control the activities that are happening in other countries around the Northeast area. You have great potential for trade happening out there. And therefore, when you have a state like Arunachal Pradesh being completely confident in working with the government at the state and the center, you know that government is aspirational. Those people are aspirational. They want to see progress. They want to see progress that is seeing some economic dividends to them as well. And that's exactly why they're voting. They're voting in that direction. There are some people who might still not be very confident. But by and large, every single government, whether they are aligned with the NDA or not, understand that under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you are going to see development happening in the Northeast, and that is what the people of the Northeast want.
Okay, let me also take that to Amar Jyoti Bora. Amar Jyoti Bora, senior journalist, is also with us. Amar Jyoti, your first interpretation of these results, what they convey to you, what these trends signify, what are the factors that have led to this BJP win in Arunachal Pradesh as it is expected now, and this SKM win in Sikkim?
No, first of all, as one of my previous speaker sometime back had also said that Arunachal voters, they usually vote in aligning with the party at the center. That is a different thing that had been happening. But now if you look at the way things are going on, yes, Arunachal has actually seen a lot of development in the past 10 years. Yes, Narendra Modi government has actually put a lot of focus out there. There is no doubt about that. And another thing is also true that there are a lot of areas in which people will be expecting much more out there, and now since there is a chief minister in Arunachal who is taking very much initiative in all these things, so it seems a lot will come anyway out there. Sikkim, yeah, the result is very much on the expected line. The incumbent party that was anyway expected to come to power, that is more or less on expected line. But now the bigger question is what will happen in Modi 3. Now, since as per exit poll, Narendra Modi is slated to come back for the third time with actually even a bigger majority. Now, what will be his vision for the Northeast now? That is, I think, a bigger question now.
Okay. Digjyoti Lahakar also with us, senior journalist. Digjyoti, your interpretation of these results, what the factors are working in the favor of the SKM in Sikkim, what has worked for the BJP in Arunachal Pradesh to give them this win again?
First of all, in Sikkim particularly,
Yes.
Sikkim Krantikari Morcha, they are able to get back the trust of the people, the Lepcha community as well Sikkimese community. These are two communities mostly in Sikkim. So they are, in last 5 years, we have seen a steady pro-people, pro-development government, and that is the outcome of the result. And in case of Arunachal Pradesh, we have seen, yes, I agree with Mr. Savio Rodriguez, and even I, being a journalist in this profession for last 29 years, I had a salute to Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, who paid visit more than 60 times to this northeast part, apart from his election campaigning. The reason is that basically the special focus on Northeast. And I still remember during the donor ministry, first time was formed for development of Northeastern region, initiated by only BJP in 2003. And then onwards, even UPA have to maintain certain things. Yes, for development of Arunachal Pradesh, Trans-Arunachal Highway, that initiated by the then Prime Minister of India, Manmohan Singh, which is accelerated more by adding more funds to Arunachal Pradesh by present NDA government, particularly the BJP government. And this two-tier government, basically at the center and the state, this combination clicked in Arunachal. By the way, if you allow me, then I may add certain breaking news from Arunachal Pradesh, because we have seen counting is going on there right now. Although the counting for rest of the country is on 4th June, but counting for Arunachal Pradesh Assembly election and Sikkim is going on at Itanagar and Gangtok respectively. And as per some available results, I may allow me, then I may inform the audience that Bharatiya Janata Party is a very old MLA, Wangling Luangdo. He owned Borduria, Bokapani constituency by margin of 1,452 votes. Then in another constituency, Bharatiya Janata Party's
Yes, what's also
Samchong
interesting, Nibir, is
Tanga.
that we are learning Baichung Bhutia is trailing currently. Baichung Bhutia of the SDF is trailing currently, former Indian football captain.
Yes, Bhaichung Bhutia has been very vocal against the current government, SKM government, and we are seeing that as per these trends, he has been trailing. However, we cannot, the result is yet to be declared. These are trends, but he has been trailing from the constituency. He has been campaigning severely, vocally against the SKM. So this is a quite big development because Baichung Bhutia was seen as one of the faces of the opposition that was targeting the SKM party, and now him trailing tells you the quite a lot about how
Yes.
Sikkim politics have
Rami
unfolded.
Desai, it's quite interesting how this pro-incumbency vote has been also seen in both the states, with a high voter turnout sometimes meaning anti-incumbency, but turning out to be a pro-incumbency vote for both the respective state governments.
See, the way I look at Sikkim, of course, Sikkim's been a largely peaceful society. It's been a very high-functioning state as well, completely organic, the first completely organic state in the country. It's economically, it's very well-to-do. And therefore, it's understandable, like your correspondent there said, that there is pro-incumbency because of the kind of management that we've seen. And why not, We've seen tourism being affected last year, which is one of their major forms of income, which was immediately assessed and taken care of. This was post the floods, So Sikkim is understandable. When it comes to Arunachal also, like you said right at the beginning, that these are expected results. Arunachal also, the party's done a great job. We have a chief minister who knows the lay of the land, who is an old hand at this, who understands, the state and has a great connect with the people on ground. But moreover that, I think the Prime Minister also in a lot of these states holds a lot of credibility. My previous panelist said that we must think about what Modi 3.0 is going to do. The fact is that, it's already assured that there isn't anybody else.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.